Hey guys, what's up? Just coming back again with another daily recap for August 18th, 2023. Today I had a red day and I messed it up primarily due to greed and overconfidence. And I caught myself and I just kind of stopped after I realized what happened. And so I had a few tickers on my watch list. In particular, I was looking at WFC and CSCO, and right off the bat, I believe I took Cisco first. Yes. So I had ranges set in the pre-market as I normally do, and I was short biased overall as the SPY was down three. So day three, I was expecting kind of a pullback or a bounce, and it just kind of messed me up at the open. So I did have these ranges set. I had my larger time frame level set and nothing set for me, but I did notice some large asks stacking on the level 2 or the order book, also combined with bookmap, and I was looking for a push through, which it did. It wasn't able to get through 55 29 55 30, and you can see I kind of messed up back here again. So what happened was I scalped this and I was able to get green. It wasn't huge, but I don't know if it was 1.5R, 2R, and then it ended up, so this was actually my first trade. Then I went back over to WFC and rode this all the way down. So again, initially I had this level set here up a larger time frame. This is the daily range. You can see it right here. And my initial bias was short, so I was going to run it all the way down to ATR and potentially hold onto some shares past ATR all the way to 41, 40, 50. And it didn't go that way. This popped as well, and I noticed a little bit of weakness here as it tried to come back and couldn't hold. So I shorted. Emotions got me, bailed. And then one more time I gave it a chance and I rode it all the way down and exited here. This was hanging around 42.50 out. I was expecting it to break and flush through 42.50, and it just, the market seemed weak. SPY was selling off and the bids looked well in this area. It didn't happen. So this was again emotional. I bailed, and it just, you can see it didn't move much more after that. 42.44 was a low of 42.43. So then I came back to Cisco because I was watching that high of the day and expecting a push through, and all of a sudden I noticed this huge volume push right here. I don't know what this was, whether this was a cover or what, and I prematurely entered. You can see we're halfway through this 1 minute range. Thought process was, I'm going to get this push, add in, exit 50%, 75% at this level and see what happens here. Either bail or expect another push through. And you can see the volume, there's nothing here. I mean, nothing at all. And I added into it in anticipation of a push. And that's a no-no. I should have waited for a little bit more confirmation, maybe one more high volume candle, one more high volume candle. It didn't happen. Stop was wider than normal. Typically I use 8% ATR. I used the bottom of this range roughly, and then with the add-in I thought I would make up for, or not make up, I mean that was my initial thought. I have to have my stop here, and it didn't work out, and I held it all the way down to the bottom of this range hoping it would pop back up again. It didn't. Had risk in check. I always have risk in check, and I called it a day after this. I locked my montage and I journaled, but then for the rest of the day I kind of took Friday off and just spent some time in the sun, watched my vehicles, hung out with my kids. They're still out of school for a few more weeks, living in Canada. They go back in September. And so I just reflected on what happened, what I did, and it can happen. I've had a pretty good run. I mean, consecutive, I think I've had roughly 12, 14 days of green. Some of them are real close to break even with comms, but for the most part, it was a good run. And I'm happy with myself for stopping after this because I wasn't in the right mindset, as well as I wear a whoop strap. And this week has been rather busy. I had a webinar with BBT. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And I was prepping for that, and I have some other things going on, and it just kind of drained me mentally. And I was roughly, my WHOOP says I'm 35 or 32% for the last 2 days. So I was not in the green, and I was aware of that and I knew it, and that's why I called it a day. And that's it. I will take some time over the weekend and go through larger time frames. I like to do this early morning on a Saturday when everybody's still asleep. I still follow the same routine 7 days a week, and prep for Monday, as well as go through some other things for the business. But again, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to comment, shoot me or send me a DM, email, Twitter, Instagram. And if you see this and you haven't subscribed already, please, if you could, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. I'm trying to build the channel up, and hopefully I can help new traders, intermediate traders along the journey, and answer any questions that they may have as well. Hope everybody had a great trading day, and I hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Peace.